Welcome back. In this lecture, we'll try to understand empirical approach to political science. Empirical approach. What does empirical approach or empiricism means? It is basically fact, observation, and reality based. Reality based. Right. We can see origin of empirical approach in Aristotle in his theory of four causes. Theory of four causes, whereby you see by observation he has given four causes: uh, material cause, efficient cause, final cause, and effective cause, efficient cause, and final cause. Right? So material cause, efficient cause, and effective cause, these are all empirical, observable. Final cause is uh, is an ideational realm. It is ideal, right? So Aristotle's theory of four causes links idea and matter, but it talks about matter, it talks about observable observable things, right? Aristotle is the origin of empirical causes. Observation is behind empirical approach. Then there is Machiavelli. Machiavelli is empirical scholar, he is scholar of real politics, and he says that look at things as they are, right? Look at things as they are. There is no need to look at things in the other way. We need to study matter than idea. This is Machiavelli. Then there is Locke, right? Locke says in criticism of Socrates, Locke says nothing is imprinted on soul. There is no intuition of justice that is imprinted on soul. Mind is tabula, mind is tabula rasa. That is, mind is a clean slate. Mind is tabula rasa. Alright? That whatever you observe will get imprinted on your mind, and that is your conception of everything. There is Locke. Then there is Bentham, who talks about greatest happiness of greatest happiness of greatest number, observable public policy, and David Hume as well. David Hume is a psychologist who talks about who talks about abstract individuals and talks about which kind of David Hume's idea of psychology, right? Then to understand empirical approach, we have to understand it in comparison with all three kind of approaches. First, we'll understand comparison between empirical versus historical approach. Empirical is present observation, present facts, present observation. Historical is past facts, study of the past. Then difference between empirical versus scientific. Empirical approach is not value free. Is not value free. You do observation, keeping you the values which you have in your mind. Scientific approach is value free and having particular rigorous methodology, right? Then empirical versus philosophical approach. Empirical approach talks about matter or facts. Philosophical approach talks about ideas. Empirical approach have criteria of true or false. Philosophical approach have criteria of right or wrong. Empirical approach is status quoist. It is descriptive. It is descriptive. And philosophical approach is change oriented. It is prescriptive. Descriptive means it explains what is around you. Prescriptive means it gives a prescription with respect to what should be or what how things should be, right? Empirical approach is based on matter. Empirical approach is saying true or false things, either true or false. There is no normative idea behind it. It is like a binary thing, yes or no. It is descriptive. It describes situation in front of you, and it is status quo. It does not want to change anything. Philosophical approach is based on ideas. It talks about whether idea is right or wrong. It is change oriented and it gives description of a particular situation. It gives solution of a particular situation. Where empirical approach says what is in front of you, philosophical approach says what ought to be of a particular situation. What should be in a particular situation or what ought to be in a particular situation, right? So what we are doing, we are trying to understand various approaches, but one approach we finished empirical approach, but one approach will not be able to suffice to all our queries. So what we basically have to understand the subject with compounding of multiple approaches, and and understand that political science is a democratic discipline. It is a borderless and bottomless sea. So multiple approaches should be used and can be used. That is the idea behind approaches, and this is the nature of political science, that it is a borderless and bottomless sea. Thank you so much. From the next lecture, we try to understand death or decline of political theory and decline of traditional approaches. Right? This is the idea. This is going to be the agenda of the next lecture. We'll try to finish death or decline, end of decline, and and arrest of decline as well. That is the idea of that is the idea behind approaches of various approaches of political science. I hope this helped. We'll try to finish with death or decline of political science or political theory from the next lecture. Thank you so much. Bye bye.